Those are southern fried catfish. Let's make it. Tartar sauce is really easy to make. You need mayonnaise, sweet pickle relish, some onion powder, lemon juice, yellow mustard, and dill pickle relish. You can mix all the ingredients by hand with a whisk. I'm going to do it right here in the kitchen. I'm going to start with a half a cup of mayonnaise, a tablespoon full of dill relish, a teaspoon of sweet relish. Now we need about a tablespoon of lemon juice, a half a teaspoon of mustard, and last but not least, about a quarter teaspoon of your onion powder. Now simply mix that together. This finished product is much better than that stuff in a bottle you get from the store. So Panther and I are going to make the breading for the catfish. It's not hard. I mean, honestly, this is one of those things you do yourself and you have a much better result. If you do want to use a store product, this is about the only one I would recommend. There's a couple others out there, but honestly, if you want to do catfish the right way and you don't want to make your own breading, this is it. But it's not hard. Let's make it. There's not much to it. You need some yellow cornmeal, some basic white all-purpose flour, some salt and pepper, or you could use a pre-blend like Kinder's The Blend, which is what I like to do because I like a little bit of garlic in it. You need a little onion powder, and then you need a seasoning. And you can pick your seasoning. So most of the breads that you pick up at the store are going to have some kind of Creole-based seasoning, like the Louisiana brands. You could also use a Caribbean fish seasoning, really, really good. Or this is a local seasoning I really like. But just for the purpose of making it easy, we'll use this Tony Chachere's. You're going to need a bowl and a whisk. You're going to start off with about a cup of your yellow cornmeal. Next, add about a quarter of a cup of white all-purpose flour and just gently mix that together. Now add about a teaspoon of garlic powder and mix it in. Next, you're going to add a half of a teaspoon each of salt and pepper. If you're using a pre-mix like this Kinder's Blend, then use a heaping teaspoon and blend that in too. Last, add your seasoning, about a teaspoon to a teaspoon and a half. After you've combined this well, that's all there is to it. And it looks basically just like the stuff that you buy in the bag without the preservatives. Now we're going to cook whole catfish today, not just catfish fillets. I like whole catfish. So a couple things you've got to prepare for. Number one, you've got to have a pan big enough that the fish can lay comfortably in the bottom of the pan so they don't curl up and they cook evenly. Two, you got to make an egg wash. There's nothing difficult about an egg wash. It's just milk and eggs. So I've got a couple of eggs and some half and half. And all you got to do is crack the eggs in here and then put a bunch of milk in the bowl and beat it together. All this is a binding agent to keep the breading on the fish. Now there's a lot of ways you can do this. You can have a big enough bowl that you can lay the catfish in it, or you can use big plastic bags, and that's what I prefer. I'm going to show you what I'm going to do. So let's get the fish out and get them ready. These are hefty 2.5 gallon zipper bags. Now, if you don't want to buy these, don't feel like you have to do it this way. This is just the way I like to do it because it's a time saver. But, you use a bowl. I'm going to pour my breading into one of the bags, my egg wash into the other. Now I put my oil into the pan. I'm just using vegetable oil. If you want to use canola oil, feel free. Just use an oil that's not going to smoke. And I've filled the pan about maybe a quarter full as far as depth. And I've turned the heat on to high to let that oil start to heat up. Meanwhile, I've got this bag of these 3 Kansas farm-raised, whole cleaned catfish. They've been skinned, gutted, prepared. And all we're going to do is put them in this bag of the egg wash and let them sit. in there for a few minutes. Okay, so we've moved over to the stove side. I want to show you a couple things that I'm doing. I've got a baking dish laying here with a couple layers of paper towels that I'm going to drain the fish on. Waiting on my oil to get hot. I've got my fish here in the egg wash and the breading ready for them to go into. I'm going to test the temperature of the oil. I don't want to start breading these fish till this oil is hot enough. And right now, it is about we're just crossing the 200 mark. Looks like we're about 210. I don't want those fish to go in there till that oil's up to at least 325, preferably 350. So we're going to wait a minute. But once it's ready, and I'll show you the whole process. You can take a fish out of here, drop it in here, shake it up like shake and bake, and then set it in the oil and cook it. It's going to cook for about 10 minutes, about 5 to 6 minutes aside until it's really golden brown. The oil has hit the magic number of 325. So we're going to take our bag of seasoning, breading, and grab our fish. You notice I got gloves on because this can get messy. Grab a fish, and drop him in the bread, close the bag, and shake it up. Then, with your dry hand, grab the fish by the tail, by the fin, and just lay it nice and easy into the pan. And do the same thing with every fish you're planning to cook. When you're doing this, only bread one fish at a time for two reasons. One, to make sure you've got enough space in the pan, and two, so the fish coat evenly. This seafood breading can be used on just about any kind of fish, whether it's freshwater or saltwater. So if you want to save the leftover breading to use, that's fine. You can even freeze it, but make sure you transfer it out of that container into a different food-safe container for keeping. Once you've got a nice golden brown color going, you want to just turn the fish over as carefully as possible so you don't splatter the grease everywhere, so you can cook the other side. So the fish are done cooking. I've taken them out. I've laid them here on the paper towels to rest. If you want to, at this point, you can sprinkle some fish seasoning or a little bit of salt on them. They probably won't need it, quite frankly. But you also want to move your other pan as far away from the heat as you can get it to let that grease start to cool down. These fish are done. If you want to douse them with a little lemon juice, that's fine. Personally, I like to cut some lemons up and have them ready to serve. So let's have a look at the finished product. There's the fish, the homemade tartar sauce, and a little potato salad. If you've got a dish you'd like me to make, all you got to do is drop me a line, bill@kansasflamingochef.com. Eat fabulous. I'll see you on the next one.